From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Well, happy Thursday evening to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Kruger. Let's get you through Kruger's Quickcast. And here's what we can expect here for tonight. It's going to be a cold night out there. Look at those temperatures in Modoc County. We're going to be dropping down to the upper teens out towards northeastern Siskiyou County. You can see some pretty cold temperatures pretty much elsewhere. So the higher elevations, even along the coast, there are going to be some pretty cold temperatures. Now, obviously not quite as cold in the valley, but we are dropping down in the mid to upper 40s. Now, there are plenty of frost advisories and actually freeze warnings we need to tell you about here. We'll do that a little bit later, but here, let's get you out the door for tomorrow morning. And what we've got here are those cooler temperatures to start off the day. Trinity County, low 30s, low 20s in Modoc County at 8 o'clock, upper 20s, Siskiyou. So again, we're going to be looking at some very cold temperatures. Even the North Coast. I mean, look at that. You're down to 40 degrees. So this is some of the coldest air we've seen so far that's coming down from the Gulf of Alaska. So we take a look at Futurecast, and we're actually going to see a bit of a warming trend over the next couple of days. So we take a look at our forecast for tomorrow. Instead of the low 70s that we saw today, more like the mid 70s for those daytime highs. And yes, it's going to be a cold start to the day, but we are warming back up in the mid to upper 50s, even some low 70s out in Trinity County. Mid to upper 70s for some of the inland areas, and right around 60 along the coast. So a quick look at your 7-day outlook is going to continue to show that, yeah, we've got that warming trend. It peaks on Saturday. It actually gets above normal for this time of the year, but then we're back down to the mid to upper 70s on average here for Sunday through at least Thursday of next week. For the coast, you'll notice I got a chance for showers in there. A very weak system will clip extreme northwestern California. Slight chance for showers for the coast and inland. Otherwise dry for the next 7 days for everyone. And temperature is fairly mild for this time of the year. All right, so let's take a look at your weather headlines. Red flag warning through Saturday. The winds have picked up. Winds will be fairly strong the next few days, although they are going to be weaker for Friday, Saturday. It's just the drier conditions that we got to contend with. Frost and freeze alerts in the mountains. We got dry and mild through most of next week with a chance for showers near the end of next week. And we'll take a closer look at Futurecast here in just a second. Let's talk about those winds. Gusty today. Now you'll notice as we go into tomorrow morning around 11 a.m., still some strong winds, 20, even close to 30 miles per hour in the valley. That's enough to continue to have a red flag warning, especially due to the very dry conditions. You'll notice, though, by 6 p.m., still gusty in some spots here, just not overall gusty across the entire valley. Then Saturday morning, again, not as strong, but about 20-25 miles per hour. And then Saturday evening, the winds dying down significantly. Most likely by then, the red flag warning will be allowed to expire. But again, we look at the humidity levels. We're down to the single digits for some of us in the valley for Friday. So with wind gusts 25, 30 miles an hour, that can be a problem. And we take you into Saturday, yes, they're a little bit higher, but still in the lower to mid-teens. That's still very dry. So we do need to make sure that we're paying attention to what we're doing to make sure we don't start any new fires. So the red flag warning is in effect for basically Thursday night through Saturday with gusty winds and low humidity. Now, the reason for these winds is this guy right here. This low pressure system is diving down to the south. It's going to set up for a classic north wind event here for Friday. And then Saturday, it starts to kind of push a little bit farther away from us. As it does that, those winds will relax, especially by late in the day Saturday. Then by Sunday, that moves out. We've got this, which will be coming through. This is that chance for showers I was talking about for the North Coast on Monday. But you see how it just fizzles out by the time it shifts eastward. Meanwhile, we've got another storm system I got my eyes on here. Now, through the middle of next week, the long-range forecast models have been very consistent in keeping us dry. But sometime around Thursday, Friday, we're seeing the potential for this storm to finally push through. It's still not guaranteed it'll be Thursday or even Friday for that matter. but we're seeing some instances that, the long-range forecast model is showing that sometime near the end of next week, maybe a shot at some rain. In the meantime, it's dry, it's mild. We're looking at temperatures actually a little bit above normal for this time of the year on Saturday, but we're going to stay mostly below normal in the 70s, even some low 70s by the end of next week into that next weekend. Now the wave heights, they're actually going to be dropping as we go through the night and into tomorrow morning. And then for Friday afternoon, you'll notice the wave heights dropping even more. So that's obviously good if you do need to be out on a small boat. But with that said, there still is a small correct advisory through late tonight. But that should be allowed to expire by tomorrow morning. North winds at 10 to 15 knots, waves from the north at 5 feet at about 6 seconds, and from the northwest at 6 feet at about 10 seconds. So there's your forecast for tonight. Cold, as I mentioned. Teens for many of us to the north and east in Modoc County. 20s for many of us in Lassen County and even Plumas County. Mid to upper 40s in the valley. It's going to be quite chilly. And then much colder, of course, as we head out towards places like Trinity County, even along the coast, seeing some pretty chilly temperatures there as well. That's why there's a frost advisory for Del Norte and northern Humboldt County, basically for tomorrow morning. And there's a freeze warning for all of the areas in purple here, also for tomorrow morning, with those lows possibly down into the 20s, low 20s. And we could see some of those upper teens that we did see and will see most likely in Modoc County and even northeastern Siskiyou County. So your Trinity County neighborhood forecast, yes, despite the fact that it'll be a cold start to the day, temperatures are actually going to be a little bit warmer than they were today. 63 degrees for Blue Lake, 75 for Alder Point, and 76 degrees in Garberville. 76 for Orleans, 76 degrees in Hoopa, and 75 degrees for Gasquet. There's that chance for showers on Monday. Don't count on much, if anything. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, dry for the next 7 days. Now, I'm not putting it in there just yet, but maybe by tomorrow, maybe including a chance for showers in the forecast by around Thursday or Friday of next week. But for now, I'm going to wait for a little bit more consistency from the long-range forecast models before I set that in stone. Otherwise, I do expect temperatures for your Friday to be in the mid-50s, give or take, for Modoc County. Eastern Mountains, temperatures mid-50s, even some low 60s in there. About 62 degrees for Shingletown, 69 for Paradise, and 61 degrees in Greenville. Your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. The temperature should be in the low to mid-70s. 74 degrees for Corning as well as Willow, 72 degrees for Biggs. We take you up north, a little bit warmer, 76 degrees for Redding, 73 for Whiskeytown, and Lakehead, a high of about 72 degrees. All right, so there's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. So it warms up Saturday up to about 85 degrees. We're back in the mid to upper 70s for Sunday and really through most of next week. As I mentioned, for now I'm keeping Thursday and maybe even Friday of next week dry, but that may change as I start seeing more consistency in those long-range forecast models. That's your evening update. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m. We'll see you then.